There are several factors that contribute to the uncertain future of world politics. Here are some possible reasons. Geopolitical tensions. Geopolitical tensions among major powers such as the United States, China, Russia, and European countries have been a defining feature of international relations for many years, and it has increased in recent years. These tensions can manifest in a variety of ways, including economic competition, military posturing, and diplomatic maneuvering. One of the key drivers of these tensions is competition for resources and influence. China's rapid economic growth and military modernization have challenged the United States' traditional dominance in Asia, while Russia has sought to reassert its influence in its former Soviet sphere of influence. At the same time, European countries have struggled to maintain a united front in the face of challenges such as Brexit and the rise of nationalist movements. Other factors contributing to geopolitical tensions include ideological differences, territorial disputes, and human rights issues. For example, the United States and China have clashed over issues such as trade, intellectual property rights, and cybersecurity, while Russia's annexation of Crimea and involvement in the conflict in Ukraine has strained its relations with Europe and the United States. Despite these tensions, there have also been efforts to build bridges and promote cooperation among major powers. For example, the United States and China have engaged in high-level talks aimed at addressing economic and strategic concerns, while Russia has sought to strengthen its ties with China and other non-Western countries. The European Union has also pursued a strategy of engagement and dialogue with major powers, even as it seeks to assert its own interests and values on the global stage. The geopolitical tensions among major powers are likely to continue to shape international relations in the coming years, with significant implications for global security, economic stability, and human rights. These tensions are driven by disagreements over issues such as trade, human rights, territorial disputes, and military presence. Global economic challenges. The COVID-19 pandemic has led to significant economic challenges around the world, including job losses, business closures, and supply chain disruptions. There are several global economic challenges that the world is facing today. Here are some of the most significant ones. Income inequality. The gap between the rich and the poor has been widening in many countries, which can lead to social unrest and economic instability. Climate change. Climate change is having a significant impact on the world economy, particularly in terms of increasing frequency and intensity of natural disasters, which can disrupt supply chains and increase costs. Debt. Many countries are carrying high levels of debt, which can lead to financial instability and limit their ability to invest in infrastructure and social programs. Trade tensions. Trade tensions between major economies such as the United States and China can disrupt global trade flows and create uncertainty for businesses. Aging populations. Many countries are experiencing aging populations, which can lead to a decrease in the workforce and limit economic growth. Technological disruption. Advances in technology are transforming many industries and creating new challenges, such as the displacement of jobs and the need for workers to constantly adapt to new skills and knowledge. Global pandemics. The COVID-19 pandemic has had a significant impact on the global economy, causing widespread job losses, supply chain disruptions, and economic instability. Addressing these challenges will require coordinated efforts from governments, businesses, and individuals to create sustainable economic growth and promote social and economic equality. These challenges have fueled social and political unrest in some countries and have put pressure on governments to find solutions. Climate change. Climate change is a global challenge that requires cooperation among nations to address. However, some countries have been reluctant to act or have taken a unilateral approach, which can exacerbate tensions between nations. Climate change has become a prominent issue in today's politics. Governments around the world are increasingly recognizing the need to address climate change and are taking steps to mitigate its effects. Here are some ways that climate change is impacting politics today. International agreements. The Paris Agreement, which was signed in 2015, is a landmark international agreement aimed at reducing greenhouse gas emissions and limiting global warming to well below 2 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial levels. Many countries have signed and ratified the agreement, demonstrating their commitment to addressing climate change. Domestic policies. Governments are implementing domestic policies aimed at reducing greenhouse gas emissions, such as carbon pricing mechanisms, renewable energy targets, and regulations to reduce emissions from transportation and industry. Public opinion. Climate change has become an important issue for voters, with many people demanding action from their elected officials. This has put pressure on governments to take stronger action on climate change. Economic impacts. Climate change is having significant economic impacts, such as increasing the frequency and severity of natural disasters, which can lead to billions of dollars in damages. Governments are recognizing the need to address these impacts and are taking steps to prepare for and mitigate them. Diplomatic relations. Climate change is also impacting diplomatic relations between countries. For example, disagreements over climate policy have led to tensions between the United States and other countries in the past. The climate change is increasingly becoming a central issue in politics, and governments are recognizing the need to take action to mitigate its effects. Disinformation and propaganda. The spread of disinformation and propaganda through social media and other channels has created challenges for political leaders around the world. Disinformation and propaganda have become increasingly prevalent in today's political situation. Here are some ways that they are impacting politics today. Social media. Social media platforms have become a key source of disinformation and propaganda. False or misleading information can spread quickly and widely on social media, leading to widespread confusion and distrust. Political campaigns. Disinformation and propaganda can be used to influence elections and political campaigns. False or misleading information can be spread to discredit opponents or to sway public opinion on certain issues. Foreign interference. Foreign governments and other actors can use disinformation and propaganda to interfere in the domestic politics of other countries. This can be particularly concerning during elections, as foreign interference can undermine the integrity of the democratic process. Polarization. Disinformation and propaganda can contribute to political polarization by creating echo chambers in which people only see information that reinforces their existing beliefs. This can make it difficult to have productive political conversations and can contribute to a breakdown in civil discourse. Public trust. Disinformation and propaganda can erode public trust in institutions and the media. If people cannot trust the information they are receiving, it can be difficult to have informed public debates and to make sound policy decisions. The disinformation and propaganda are major challenges in today's political situation. It can be difficult for politicians to navigate a media landscape where facts are often distorted or manipulated. Addressing these challenges will require a concerted effort from governments, social media platforms, and civil society to promote transparency and accuracy in political discourse. Political polarization. Political polarization is a growing phenomenon in many countries, where people are increasingly divided along ideological lines. This makes it difficult for politicians to find consensus and make progress on important issues. Political polarization also refers to the widening gap between political views held by individuals or groups that can lead to a breakdown in communication, cooperation, and compromise in political decision-making processes. In recent years, political polarization has become a significant issue in many countries' politics, including the United States, Europe, and other regions. In today's politics, political polarization is often seen because of several factors, including increasing income inequality, the rise of identity politics, the growing influence of social media, and the role of the media in shaping public opinion. Additionally, the growing complexity of issues in modern society, such as immigration, healthcare, and climate change, has contributed to a more polarized political environment, as different groups hold divergent views on how to address these issues. Political polarization can have several negative consequences for society, including a breakdown in civil discourse, the rise of extremism, and the inability of political leaders to work together to address important issues. To address political polarization, it is essential to promote dialogue and understanding between different political groups, encourage more moderate and centrist voices in politics, and promote policies that address the root causes of polarization, such as income inequality and social division. All these factors contribute to a sense of uncertainty about the future of world politics. However, it is important to note that political trends can change quickly, and there is always the potential for positive developments to emerge. Please like, subscribe, and share my channel, Videos with IOQ4KC, with your family, friends and peers.